day of school for Fargo students is just 2 weeks away, but teachers and the district are still trying to agree on contracts. Published reports indicate that the Fargo School Board and Teachers Union have failed to reach a deal just weeks before classes start. Topics up for negotiation include salary and safety for teachers. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop found out from parents they don't really care how negotiations go. They just want their children taught.
Some parents and children are enjoying their final weeks of summer with picnics in the park.
They're ready to go back.
Despite the angst between teachers and the school board, parents we spoke with say they aren't worried about the teacher contract dispute impacting their child's education.
I just have faith that everything's going to work out fine, and we've always been really happy with the Fargo Public School.
Well, I'd hope that the dispute doesn't distinguish between the teachers and the way they teach. I know that they're not happy with the pay.
We've had nothing but good teachers and aides with him, so they've always done really good work, and we've been pleased with him and their progress with him, and I hope that it just continues no matter how much they get paid, because it seems like they love what they do.
In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Published reports also indicate the school board plans to meet for a special session on August 15th to draft a new contract to be given to teachers, only giving them 2 weeks to sign their contracts before class starts on the 24th. We're hanging on to the cool weather, but not too much longer. Hutch, beyond the rain that just started, what's happening this evening?
Well, take a look at this radar with me. We just had some big raindrops hit the studio roof here. We're like, what is that? Well, take a look at the little blips on the radar here. Fast-moving, quick, heavy showers passing north to south through the Red River Valley right now and parts of western Minnesota. Clay County with a couple. In the Kindred area, you may see a sprinkle. And also points to the south of I-94 may see a fast-moving sprinkle working its way through. Likewise, Lake Park, White Earth, and the Callaway area will have some chances at some light sprinkles. There it is from the Skycam. We still see the drops drifting downward. 70s tonight, quickly into the 60s by the time we get to sunset in Grand Forks. No sprinkles there right now. Temperatures in the mid-70s for the next 3 hours or so, and then cooling off into the 60s. We do have quieter weather in store, and we do have a warm-up that's going to return to the valley as well. I'll have details on that and tell you about your next chance of rain here.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. The Fargo police officer fired earlier this week is trying to get his job back, and Fargo's assistant city attorney says they'll have a hearing sometime within the next 30 days. David Belke is appealing his firing to the city's Civil Service Commission. Belke lost his job after an internal investigation that concluded he had not filed reports, lacked empathy, and was disrespectful toward the department, among other things. But Belke says the fact that he is willing to go through this very public process shows his true character.
I think sitting here today and owning up to my faults and publishing embarrassing things that paint me in a bad light show those qualities.
City officials and Belke and his attorney will have to agree on a day and time to set the hearing. He had been with the department for 15 years. We've got a follow-up on a story we first covered for you back in April. A cremation company used by some families in the valley has been ordered to stop doing business in their home state. The Colorado Office of Funeral Home and Crematory Registration suspended the registration of Heritage Crematory Services. Valley News Live previously reported on that company and the problems they caused for some people in the area, including long delays of service and refusal of some local funeral homes to work with the company. Heritage claims to be local but is not located in Minnesota or North Dakota. They actually just outsource their jobs to other local companies. 12 states have issued cease and desist orders, and 30 complaints have been registered with the Federal Trade Commission. The Minnesota Department of Health is investigating the company as well. The Becker County Sheriff's Office says the number of calls for crime and medical emergencies at WeFest was down this year compared to last year. The Sheriff's Office says they had 97 calls for service, and last year they had 150. The most calls were for disturbance, medical, and disorderly conduct. There were 26 disturbance calls this year. That's compared to 10 last year. WeFest officials tell Valley News Live prior to the festival they expected 40,000 people at each concert. Music superstar Taylor Swift took the witness stand in federal court today in a civil trial, alleging a former radio DJ touched her inappropriately during a 2013 pre-concert event in Denver. Swift testified that DJ David Mueller groped her when the two posed for a photo together during a meet and greet photo session before her concert. Mueller sued Swift and others on her team for $3 million in damages, claiming they lost him his job and reputation. Swift countersued, alleging sexual assault, and is asking for a symbolic $1 judgment. Swift's lawyers say she did not know Mueller and has no incentive to target or fabricate a story. President Trump is taking time away from his New Jersey vacation to deal with the ever-growing threat from North Korea. Paula Reed has more details from the White House.
President Trump says he needs to get tougher with North Korea.
North Korea better get their act together or they're going to be in trouble like few nations ever have been in trouble in this world.
Wednesday, the president promised to bring fire and fury on North Korea if it makes any more threats on the United States.
The people that were questioning that statement, was it too tough? Maybe it wasn't tough enough.
The general in charge of North Korea's missile force said sound dialogue is not possible with President Trump and that only absolute force can work on him. North Korea's military says it will be ready by mid-August to simultaneously launch 4 missiles that will fly over Japan and will land in the waters off the U.S. territory of Guam. The plan is awaiting dictator Kim Jong-un's approval.
Let's see what he does with Guam. He does something in Guam. It will be an event the likes of which nobody's seen before, what will happen in North Korea.
The people of Guam are now the ones in the literal crosshairs of North Korea's weapons. The territory is host to over 6,000 American military personnel on a Navy and Air Force base.
I'm not really nervous. I'm pretty confident in our military capability.
What is the president doing to protect us? I blame him.
It's concerning, but at the same time, I mean, I have faith in the military, and I have faith that we are protected.
Guam's governor has not raised the threat level, but Homeland Security officials say residents should have a plan just in case. Paula Reed, CBS News, the White House.
Japan, which is one of America's closest Asian allies, responded to the threat from North Korea to say any attack on U.S. citizens would threaten its own existence and says it will shoot down North Korean missiles flying over Japanese airspace. President Trump also spoke today on another major issue facing our country, officially declaring the opioid crisis a national emergency.
We're going to make it a national emergency. It is a serious problem, the likes of which we have never had. You know, when I was growing up, they had the LSD and they had certain generations of drugs. There's never been anything like what's happened to this country over the last 4 or 5 years. And I have to say this, in all fairness, this is a worldwide problem, not just a United States problem.
Declaring a national emergency will provide additional access to federal money to combat the crisis, and Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price emphasized a strategy that focuses on helping addicts. The CDC reports opioid overdoses claimed 33,000 lives in 2015 alone. A local nonprofit wants you to take a risk on them and a tall building in downtown Fargo. Charism held a test run today ahead of tomorrow's first ever Over the Edge event in Fargo. It involves rappelling 100 feet over the Black Building on Broadway. You're invited to give it a shot between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m., but you'll have to raise $1,000 first. There are still spots available. Charism helps at-risk kids. Over 250 kids attend their programs every year.
Charism does incredible things in the community that some people that you just don't know about. And so this event is going to bring the light on the great organization Charism is, the wonderful people that we serve, by doing something fun and silly like rappelling down the side of the Black Building in downtown Fargo.
There will be entertainment and food on Broadway tomorrow. And be sure to watch The Valley Today tomorrow morning to see Christy Larson rappel down the Black Building. The malls are filling up with back-to-school shoppers as they get ready for the first day. West Acres style expert Nikki Larson says trends this year include overalls, jogger pants, and graphic T-shirts. As students and parents look for outfits, it's important to look for items that are needed instead of just wanted. For more looks, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and look for this story. A college football player just won a full scholarship for his moves off the field. Minnesota Golden Gophers place kicker Justin Juneman is entering his 5th season, having never played a down in a game. During a team meeting, the head coach introduced players to Kyle, a young man who is a patient at the local children's hospital. Kyle told everyone how Juneman has visited him a lot at the hospital. In fact, Juneman does a lot for the community, and that's why the coach surprised him with a full scholarship, delivering the good news via a T-shirt cannon. And Juneman was truly shocked. He didn't even realize it until he read the shirt, and the rest of the team helped him celebrate.
Never seen anybody serve and give more than that guy, who is not a star player, who hasn't played, where his face is recognizable. He could easily just not do it and nobody would ever say anything. And all he does is continue to keep his oar in his water, live that holistic life, academically, athletically, socially, and spiritually. And you're sitting here looking at 2 examples, right, of what our culture can do.
Juneman is a 5th-year senior from Phillipsburg, Kansas. More Americans than